Go.
How you doing, brave hearts all around the world? I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and today's one a day is natural separation or forced separation. A week ago, I was talking about this very topic, and I've had a few people text me and say, I don't understand. Well, I'm going to help you understand the best that I possibly can and understand something. How deep does the rabbit hole go? And whether you believe it or not, 99% of the population does not have the ability to process, the truth. And isn't that the truth? Oh, they can take a lie in any day, but to actually process the truth, there's the ticket, isn't it? Anyways, guess what? So right now I'm on Vancouver Island, and I got to tell you, even just today, there are so many things going on. A lady calls me up and says, Dr. Wolf, I went to the doctor. I've got cysts on my gallbladder, cysts on my liver. I've got cysts on my ovaries. And they would like to do a whole bunch of surgeries to try to remove these cysts. And I'm going, do you even know what a cyst is? And she goes, well, no, I'm not really sure. It's a growth. The reality is why don't we ask questions? Why don't we ask questions about our body? Why do we actually think that medical doctors, are actually health practitioners? They're not health practitioners. You've got physicians and you've got what? Surgeons. That's what they are. Why do you think they're in the health business? They should be telling this woman that, guess what? It's a sack of what? Dead cells and pus and infection. And if she didn't have those little sacs growing on her organs, she would have stage 2, 3, or 4 mutation, which they call cancer. And that this can all be taken care of. The body will reabsorb this and get rid of it if you do what? If you walk the path of the heart. Okay, first of all, it's called mindset. And everybody has a mindset. But the problem is that the way that everybody's minds are set up, it's a landmine. What did I just say? I said that you could have natural separation or you could have forced separation. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples. And I'm going to keep on talking about this topic for the next, few days, few weeks, whatever it takes. But the reality is if you walk the path of the heart, which is infinite, the heart's infinite. If you walk the path of the mind, which is the mindset, it's limited. I'm not going to go into the whole philosophy of it, but you were programmed from the minute you entered the womb until you were 7 years old. And I don't care if you're 70, 80, 90 years old, you're still running the same program that you picked up, which are just belief systems from the 5 people that raised you mainly around you and your school, your religion, and everything else. Your personality creates your reality, but your personality is not really your personality because you can decide to change that. But let's talk about natural separation and forced separation. Natural separation is the way I live. Every day I say to myself, I'm going to do something that scares me a little and excites me a lot. I'm going to change my personality by 1%. Now you might go, 1%? What does that even mean? Well, after 100 days, I've got a new personality. And then I'm going to start all over again. 99% of the population, or even more than 99% of the population, actually, they live by what? Forced separation. What does that mean? Well, let's take a difference. Let's see what the difference is here. If you had natural separation and you were married or you lived with someone for a long time, because this is what pretty well happens to every relationship. One person starts to rise, get into higher thinking, higher learning, They want something different. And usually the other partner doesn't, and they just stay behind, don't they? This is so true. You might get one couple out of 100 that actually are working unison together like two spirits, two spirit beings on a life-threatening adventure down here, because guess what? That's what it is, a life-threatening adventure. So what am I trying to say? Well, if two people come together and they have a relationship, and then one is moving away and starting to rise up their vibration, their frequency, and the other one doesn't. If they were moving through life within the path of the heart, guess what? They wouldn't be saying, oh, I'm going through the worst divorce anybody could ever do. It's just hell. She's a bitch. Oh, he's terrible. He's trying to screw me over. And I know I just swore, but the reality is you need to get this. War is never going to end down here on a personal level, on a family level, on a community level, on a global level. It's never going to end, but it can end for you if you were walk the path of the heart, And that means that, guess what? It's called natural separation. Natural separation is that you're picking something high vibrational up. And that means that the lower vibrational things are going to leave, whether they're belief systems, whether they're habits, whether it's something you drink, whether it's something you eat, whether it's the people you hang around with. I promise that I will love everyone unconditionally, no matter where they are on the planet, because that's where they are. And I also promise you that I'm not going to walk around or hang around with low vibrational people. I'm not going to hang around with alcoholics. I'm not going to hang around with drug addicts. I'm not going to judge them for what they do. But the reality is this: if you're not protecting your vibration, and I mean from yourself, because you actually think that your belief systems make up your personality, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. My personality is going to continually change. And if you were to follow me, you'll see that my personality is changing every week. I won't say every day, but I'll tell you every week, and it better. Because understand something, we are right in the middle of the human harvest. And that's what this is. You can say that I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's absolutely fine. Even 99% of the population is not going to buy into my philosophies. But the reality is that if you had natural separation, you would know the difference between things, because you'd be looking and feeling, but mainly feeling, because it's all about vibration. It's all about frequency. And I will tell you something right now. I will not hang around with family members or friends, okay, that their vibration is toxic. I will stay there for only so long and I'm out. And the reality is, if you don't understand that this here is not real, but it feels real. Everything you see out here, I mean, it looks real, but the only thing that's really real is your spirit. This is the matrix. And understand this, that most of the people that you know, that you love, that you care for, they live with forced separation. And forced separation means that they're at war with themselves, war with their family, war with everything else. If you walk the path of the heart, you're always going to be making the right decisions. So whether you're talking about someone who's going through divorce, or someone who is sick and they don't get well. You know why people don't get well? Because they're always walking in hell, because they actually think their belief systems are theirs, and they actually buy into the corrupt medical system, the corrupt government. Every system out there is corrupt. The whole thing's fraudulent. It's completely fraudulent, and it doesn't anger me. You know, when you play Monopoly, you play Monopoly. When you play Planet Earth, you play psycho tyrants working for an evil entity and you have to understand that your subconscious was manipulated in a laboratory 250,000 years ago, and you probably don't believe that either. Think about this. Don't give me this love, love, love. There's no love down here. There's only people trying to use other people to fill up their heart. I'm in love with you. Well, don't do that. You need to be in love with yourself. And the reason why people are in forced separation, meaning diseases, emotional discomfort. I mean, none of this had to happen. None of this would happen if the majority of the population were, or even not even the majority, just even, let's say even 10% of the population were to buy into unconditional love for themselves, that means walking the path of the heart. And to do that, you're going to make high vibrational decisions. You're not going to eat that, drink that, talk like that, think like that, watch that, do that if you live the path of the heart. So anyway, so I went to a family get together, and there's somebody in the family that actually is going out with someone, and this person is getting their breasts removed. And no judgment here, no judgment, okay? No judgment, okay? But just like, what was her name? She was married to Brad Pitt. It just escapes me right now. She got her breasts removed, and it was called preventative medicine. Understand this beautiful woman is getting her breasts removed almost as I speak. And she's doing it because her mother passed away of breast cancer. Now, believe it or not, there was this project called the Genome Project, where they were going to come together and use taxpayers' money. Okay. And they were going to prove that not just cancer, but all diseases are genetic. And guess what? It was a total flop. That's why I didn't hear about it, but your taxes paid for it. And the reality is, it's all epigenetic. It's not genetic. Now, I'm sitting at the table and it's being discussed. And do you think I brought up anything? No way. No way. Because I'm going to tell you something. What do I know? I know absolutely nothing. And remember something, whatever has been repeated the most is everybody's truth. And that's why most people are living a lie, and they're living a fraudulent life, and they're going to continue to do it. And I'm going to continue to carry on the Braveheart Nation. You know, right now I'm building a 35 by 60 studio that will have like 5 to 6 sets in it. And we'll have people coming from all over the world doing master classes, or, coming to do shows. And we're coming out with the Braveheart Nation app August the 8th. If I wasn't living my passion and my purpose, and I couldn't do things like this, like our app is the biggest health app that has been created this far. And if I couldn't do that and make a global difference, okay, then I would get out of health. I was, I've been in health now for only almost 12 years, and I started right from scratch. And I'm telling you, if you walk the path of the heart, you will accomplish 10 years in 1 year. You will never be sick. You will never have a disease, because to have a disease means that you have what? What did I call today? Well, that's called forced separation. And that means that your body is actually separating from you because you are not honoring, loving, and respecting. Believe it or not, if you go to a medical doctor and you use a medical doctor as your healthcare, then you're not respecting yourself. You know, I have a daughter and she wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for emergency care, but that's all they should be doing. And understand something, natural health doctors like myself should be the primary doctors on this planet. And the only reason why I say that is because I give a money-back guarantee on my treatments, trainings, and certifications and courses. And if you can't stand up for yourself, then you're fraudulent, first off. Next thing, too, is that when people come to you, you shouldn't be treating them, you should be training them. Because if I just treated people, then I would be holding them captive. And you're a slave already. There's not one person on here that isn't a slave. Because long as you have to be attached to money, currency, okay, long as you have to be on this planet, you will be enslaved to a certain degree. But I'm as free as I can be on this planet. And if you're not feeding your spirit, and if you're focusing on the physical, I mean, this is beautiful, isn't it? But if you're focusing mainly on the materialistic world and the physical, and you don't bring your vibration up, you will be recycled on a continual level. And I don't want you to try to believe in what I believe, but understand, most people believe in fairy tales and BS. There is not hardly one book that I would read that, even if you told me it came from 10,000 years ago and it was passed down through the generations. You know, some of the books that people actually use, all they are is spells and rituals. And remember something, if you can get enough people thinking, saying, believing in something, it's bloody well going to happen. Because your vibration is everything. Is there a creator? Yes, there is. Do I believe in the creator that 99% of the population believe in? Absolutely not. And understand this, I'm not against whatever you believe. You can believe in anything you want, but until you believe in yourself, until you walk the path of the heart, because I know that the creator of everything is unconditional love. I know that the creator of everything is not coming to save me, because I've seen when I walk the path of the heart and when I am in alignment with myself. I said alignment, not peace, because you understand something. If you're looking for peace, you're going to be at war. That's right. I just want world peace. Really? Well, you know what? Don't even go for peace for yourself as an individual, because that means you're going to go back to war or you're at war. I'm never going to war with anything. I don't need to be right about anything. You can tell me I'm wrong about everything I talked about on this today, and I'm totally fine. You can tell me you don't like me, you don't love me, you don't care for me. I'm going to love you anyway, because I know this. I already told you something. My vibration and my frequency is the most important thing. That is the most important thing that I love, honor, and respect. And you are not even working on your vibration or your frequency, which we are frequency vibrational beings, unless you understand that this is a meat suit. Oh, but let me tell you something. You'll tell me that you have faith in God, or that you have some really, really heavy duty religious beliefs, and then you're going to look like you're what? You're going to look like you're what? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 18 months pregnant, because guess what? You're rotten to the core. Now, believe it or not, to be physically healthy means that you're mentally healthy too. And understand something. A lot of people will say to me, I'm on a spiritual path, and I'll just go, oh, please, no, 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 no. The reality is you got to get this. Everything is vibration and everything is frequency. How much do you actually love, honor, and respect yourself? I mean, that is the greatest thing that you can do. Okay? That is the greatest thing you can do. I never want anybody following me. I want people to become their own leaders. I will never follow anyone. And guess what? Today, I'm talking about this, but I will change. The way I speak will change, but it will never change about the whole thing about frequency and vibration. And it'll never change about this. I will have natural separation from things. As my vibration comes up, lower vibrational things leave. Does that mean that family members, I see them less? Some of them, yes. Does that mean that I don't hang around with the same people? I don't do the same things. I don't eat the same things. I don't drink the same things. Well, I better be growing up. And that growing up is universal growth. It's feeding the spirit. If you feed the spirit, you heal the body. And understand something. My body's going to get older. I know that. I know that. Whether you believe this or not, okay, all right, this is a slave planet. And we are food. But I can decide on how much I want to be food, okay? Because you got to get this. The medical system, I already told you this, the government, every system out there, okay, works for an evil entity and they don't even know it. People don't think today. They don't think. And understand something. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. You can't tell me that 92% of the population can have an autoimmune disease. You can't tell me that 8 and 9-year-olds can get adult onset diabetes right now and we're not in trouble. You can't tell me that 40% of children being overweight is a good thing. And understand something. Everybody's disrespecting themselves. Right from what? Tattoos to surgery to drugs. All this stuff is low vibrational, you know. I mean, where's the honor? Where's the love? Where's the respect for yourself? People don't even know where to start. People are not stupid. We all go to the same schools created by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. There's not one school out there that's government approved that isn't toxic and twisted. And that's the truth. You try to find a really great health practitioner, go ahead. Well, you better find out where they are on the spirit level. You better find out where they are on the mental level. And understand something. There's not many practitioners like me. For one thing, most of them won't even talk like this. They won't hold the line. They're too scared. They're fearful. They're scared about being attacked. Everybody wants to be approved of. Everybody takes things personal. I'm not going to take it personal. I know that 99% of the population is not going to agree with me. For God's sakes, if we truly love ourselves and care for ourselves and each other, we're going to put ourselves on the line. You know, the day that you actually start telling the truth and telling people what you really want to eat, what you really want to drink, okay, what you really want to think, what you really want to do. I am never going to do something because I need love from someone, or I need someone to like me, or I need to be approved of. If you want that, then you're going to fit in, you're going to get done in. So you can either have normal separation. Because why normal separation, Daryl? Well, I'm going to tell you something. From 0 to 7, I was totally programmed to off myself and everybody else around me. Come on, tell me the truth. By the time you're 12, you're looking for a new family. And then by the time you're a teenager, you couldn't get enough love. Okay, physical, emotional, mental, because you were trying to fill up your heart because you had this huge spirit and nobody taught you that you were supposed to fill yourself up with love. And that would be walking the way of the heart. But we are taught through religion that that is selfish and that is self-centered. So then guess what? You go ahead. You call me self-centered. You call me selfish. And I'm going to tell you that people who come to my whole life health coach, okay, program, it's only 9 days. They're going to leave there and they're going to learn that they need to love themselves completely. And no matter what somebody does or how they judge you, you're not going to take it personal. You're going to observe it and say, I can grow from everything. So how can I grow from this? And understand something. Where's the love? Where's the love for yourself? Where's the love? And understand the window is closing. It's closing all around us. We are in the time of the great harvest. And that harvest is harvesting humans. You think I'm kidding? Oh, really? Oh, isn't it something how we can't figure out how to get the poisons out of the water, the poisons out of the air, the poisons out of the food. You can't go anywhere and eat hardly anything out there that the general public eats, or you're poisoning yourself. And meanwhile, most people do it in oblivion. And, you know, everybody is so damn sick today and they've got so many symptoms. And you know what? The biggest thing that is a pain in my butt is I have to troubleshoot all these calls. And listen, I love you and I'll listen to you, but I'm not going to go for it. You know, 99% of the stuff that people call me up and say, my medical doctor said this, I have to sit there and I don't mind. And I got to go 5 to 10 minutes and I got to show them that it's all bull. It's all bull crap. There's no sense behind it. Oh, I have this specific gene. I have this, I have that. You know what? It's all fraudulent. Where's the real science? The real science is in the heart. The real science is not in the mind, because your mind is a landmine. Okay. Look at the way you walk. Look at the way you talk. Look at the way you eat. Look at the way you drink. Okay. Look at the things that you do throughout your day. What do you do in your spare time? And what are your habits? Tell you what I do. And I love doing it. And I don't get stressed out about it. But I got to figure out, okay, how to feed my spirit and to find a way out of this matrix. And that's the God's truth. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but some of the most prominent, dominant books that have been written, okay, you can say it was written by the hands of God if you want. And I'll tell you that I'm not going to believe it. I believe it's just a book of spells, okay, and to just make us into what they want. You know, they'll poison the water. They'll poison the food. They'll poison our minds. They'll poison our families. But there's certain books that they've never touched. Oh, no, they haven't touched them. And this is what I read every day and I follow. Well, I don't need a book. I need to understand that I need to become heart smart. And that means that I need to go into that God spot in my heart. And I need to fill up my whole heart to be thankful. And you've got to walk the path of the heart. You walk the path of the mind and you're a landmine. I am living the best life ever. And I am accomplishing, you know, in weeks what most people don't accomplish in years. You have no idea how much guilt you have because of sinner syndrome, or you're a loser, or you're a failure, or you keep on pointing the finger because you've been taught that that person was supposed to love you and fill up your heart and make you feel complete. What a fairy tale. It's all just fairy tales. You know, I want to look after my own heart, fill up my own heart, and then I want to shine that on Lori. I want to shine that on everybody around me. And I want to tell everyone that they're not even living a small percentage of their potential. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm trying to say, hey, we've all been ruled and schooled and fooled, and it's got to end. It's got to end. Let me tell you, a perfectly healthy woman is going to cut her breasts off to make sure she doesn't get cancer. My mother, okay, passed away from tongue cancer and lung cancer. What should I do? Cut my tongue out? My father, he passed away from leukemia. So what should I do? Just drain all the blood like Keith Richards did, and then go and get new blood like he does? He used to do that. I don't know if he does it anymore. The reality is that you are what you think. You are how you feel. Let me ask you a perfectly honest question. How much of the love that you feel in your life is generated by yourself? How much of the love in your heart? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. You'll never have a broken heart. You'll never have heart disease. You'll never have a heart attack if you were to love yourself. When you make everybody else responsible, and whether you believe it or not, there's been many studies. There was a rabbit study done once where they were feeding processed foods, okay? Processed foods, lots of sugar, lots of chemicals to these rabbits, okay? So anyways, the person that was looking after feeding the garbage foods, processed foods, the sugar to the one set of rabbits, okay, was picking up some of those rabbits and hugging them, and he would pick up the same rabbits and hug them and love them. Well, the rabbits that he wasn't picking up from that group, okay, they got really sick and they got heart disease, and the other ones didn't. But meanwhile, they ate crappy foods. And the ones that he was picking up and loving, okay, they had symptoms, but they didn't have it like the rest. So what do you think would happen if you had natural separation and you got rid of the low vibrational things in your life? And I know you can't get rid of your family, but you can reduce visiting them. And you can also stop trying to change them. And you can also stop fighting with them. I'm not going to go to war with anyone. You're absolutely, every one of you are right about everything. You're right. You're right. Dr. Wolf, he's a fraud. There you go. You got it. You got it. You can have whatever you want to be right and to be happy. But just understand something. Until you walk the path of the heart, you will never have natural separation. You will be at war like 99% of the population is with itself, with its family, with other countries, okay? With everything. I'm not at war with the government. That, you know, they're just going to do what they're going to do. They're not broken. The medical system's going to keep doing what it's doing. It's the leading cause of death in North America now. You did hear what I said, right? Okay, the pharmaceuticals, right? But people don't get it because they're so easily programmed. I already told you 250,000 years ago, they manipulated the human brain. Why does anybody need a 90% subconscious? What? Because so that they could pile a bunch of BS in there. And that's the truth. Learn to stand up for yourself, because I'm going to do it. I'll be in Toronto. I'll be lecturing next Saturday in Toronto at the Monte Carlo Casino. The lecture will start at 10 o'clock. It's free. You'll have to get in touch with Magdalena. If you go to braveheartnation.com or BHN University, you'll be able to give her a call. And you'll see, I just mean the best for you. I don't want you to become me. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to find your true, authentic self. And you're never going to do it. You're never going to do it unless you stop doing everything that the majority does. Did you get that? Did you get that? Unless you're going to stop doing what the majority does, eating, drinking, thinking, and start feeling your way through and walk the path of the heart. So do you think with your belief systems, your religious belief systems, or just the belief systems you picked up, are you a sinner? Are you a loser? Are you a failure? Nobody loves me. I'm not smart enough. Okay. Do you have belief systems that poverty thinking? Well, if you're poor, that's what you got. If you're sick, you've got sick belief systems. If you're healthy, you've got healthy belief systems. And everything is epigenetic, not genetic. So you can cut off what you want. You know, there's so many people that my grandmother was one of them. She believed that if she got something cut out of her body every 2 to 3 years, okay, that she was going to be well. And you know why? Because I'm going to tell you something. She cheated on my grandfather, and everybody made her feel like a piece of dirt. Okay. And she couldn't stop cutting herself. You know, when I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, she would show me all her surgeries, all her scars, because it was like, I'm just her grandson. I'm just like, whoa. And it was like, she wanted to show me that, don't worry, I'm punishing myself for being a bad woman. Okay. And understand something. Okay. I let you off the hook for everything you've ever done or everything you're ever going to do. Did you hear what I just said? There's nobody that I hate out there. There's things I dislike, but I don't focus on them. I only focus on what I want. I only focus on what I want. Now you're going to go, oh my God, what a selfish prick. Let me tell you something. What I want for everybody else. What I want for everyone else. I want unconditional love for myself and everybody else. I want everybody else to lack pain, swelling, inflammation, stiffness. That's what I want, and that's what I got. And I know how to do it. Download my perfect day guide, pdgfree.com, and tell me that I'm wrong. Any naturopath out there, any medical doctor, anybody wants to come on and challenge me on my show, you come on ahead. Okay? All right? I don't mind. You come and challenge me. I'm not going to ever tell you that I know everything, but I'll tell you something. I'm very good at about this much, and that would be my perfect day guide. Download it. Whole Life Coach. You come and take my 9-day Whole Life Coach, and you are going to find out that, guess what? It was never a sin to love and care for yourself. And that's the only way, if you became that you could teach that to your family. Wouldn't it be the greatest gift of all to give your family unconditional love that they would have for themselves? So they wouldn't need the alcohol. They wouldn't need the drugs, whether they're street drugs, whether they're prescription drugs. They wouldn't have to cut pieces out of them because they hated themselves so much. Because understand that that's what cancer is. Cancer is hate and anger. And I don't have any of that. Doesn't matter who you are. Just know that I love you. And you can't stop me from doing that. And the reality is that's how you set yourself free on this planet. Ask yourself, who do you hate? Is it yourself? I guarantee there's parts of you that you hate. And you'll know it because you have dis-ease. You're not at ease. You're not in alignment. You're not walking the path of the heart. Anyways, I wish you the best day. I'm going to now go visit my mother-in-law, who's going to be 90 years old. Okay? And those are the special things in life. And the reality is guess what? Most of the people that I go to visit now are talking about the drugs they're on, the diseases they have, and what everybody else is dying of. Isn't that something? And I sit there and I don't say a word because it's none of my business. But I'll tell you what is your business. Don't take it personal. You don't need anybody's approval. And you can love yourself totally. And that what you call universal intelligence, creator, God, is going to go, you finally got it. You finally got it. There's not one book that isn't down on this planet that isn't contaminated. And guess what? You probably don't like me now, and that's okay. But don't go too long not liking me because it'll make you upset to your stomach, okay? And if you hate me, then you are going to be not at ease. You will create a disease. All right. Just because my beliefs are different, just because I do not fear the creator of everything. Just because I don't fear the government or the medical system or anyone else, I will live a free spirit down here. And that's what I'm going to do. And if I don't do that, we will never have Braveheart Nation going around the world. If we don't do that, I won't finish off this studio. And we're going to. And we're also coming out with our Braveheart Nation app on August the 8th. 90% of it is all free. And it's all about empowering all our brothers and sisters, no matter who they are or where they are. God bless. Have a beautiful day.